Tunaanza kuwasili kwa Mheshimiwa Rais His Excellency Dr. Ruto. Kisha jiunga hapa kwenye sabo board, atatembea kwenye exhibitions, kisha kumaliza
Nairobi. Chairman, yes, very good. Okay. It's okay.
National Parliament. Your Excellency, we carried this census from last year. That's 2025. We covered 5% Kenyan numbers, which is equivalent to 164,134.8 square kilometers. And we adopted internationally recognized methodology to count this one. And not all counts, some counts, and even round counts. The every count covered 1,528 hours into 63 working days, active counting days. Then data analysis excellency, together with the department of survey of census, because that census is 24. So we look at historical data, data that anyone else has and understanding, and the greater so we also isolated for the first time one-time data accounting, and the next slide will show you the amount. We have mixed results. For the elephants, we saw an increase because the last census we did in 2021, we recorded 36,280 elephants. During this census, we have had an increase of 3.99%, recorded 42.072%. With that number, Kenya now is the fourth largest ranked savanna elephant population. Botswana have the highest, followed by Zimbabwe, then Republic of Tanzania. Then this number now puts us number 4, the fourth largest elephant. Then for the rhino, we have also have a positive results, a 4% increase. We see the black rhino that increased the space. We as the end of the census, because normally for rhinos, we daily, and our wildlife service monitors daily, we'll have a new revision at the end of 2025. We had 1,059. And again, that is the third largest global population. Third largest. After South Africa and Namibia, then Kenya, this is our third largest population. The same southern, the white rhino and the northern white rhino, we are the only one that is hosting the remaining in all Major. So total is 2,100. The same report goes to the Maasai giraffe. We have had an increase. The 2022 drought have some impact in rabies zebra, that is, we are hosting the largest population in the world, only found in Kenya and Ethiopia. But Kenya hosts 97% of rabies in Jamhuri, Laikipia, and northern Kenya. A slight decline, and there is already a national strategy on it. And we had all these results, and there's positive and negative, and the report have defined how we address the negative and also address the positive. Next slide. The highest county that with the highest population is Taita. It's the red here, followed by Narok and Laikipia. Kajiado used to be the top highest before, but from the census it's gone down, and it's mostly because of land fragmentation and loss of forest. And that also we have made some recommendations on what needs to be done. Your Excellency, from these results, we recorded 67% of wildlife outside the formerly protected area. And it calls for, we are able to see wildlife in corridors and dispersal areas and in community conservancy, and identified 3 critical corridors that need to be secured. And that is the Nairobi National Park, that and link it to Athakapiti, then Masai Mara and Loita, and then linking Amboseli and Savo. From tracking, we analyze the tracking results, we know where they pass, and we know the sizes, and we will be preparing the results with that. So these are the recommendations, Your Excellency. And the next one will be human-wildlife coexistence, that we have recommended ways of promoting human-wildlife coexistence. And one of them is to accelerate enactment of the new law to recognize community conservancies as a protected area, so that we can have wildlife, they can benefit, the communities can get employment from them, and that will enable them also contribute to the 30-30 for conserved area in the country. Then there's finally, Your Excellency, these were the partners that we worked with. We adopted a one government approach. We worked closely with the KWS. 90% of funding came from the government through the Tourism Promotion Fund. And we had a partner, Save the Elephants, whose founder, Ian Douglas Hamilton, I wanted to mention this, just passed on 2 days ago. He's the one who taught us how to count elephants. So these are the recommendations. So what we want to do is we will have a countdown, 3, 2, 1, then you launch the national report.
Wapi makofi tafadhali. The release of Census Report 2025 has officially been released by His Excellency the President. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we wanted you to sign the book. Watu wa Mbwembwe tafadhali nitaomba tupunguze kidogo. Asanteni. Tupigie Rais makofi tafadhali. Report yetu ya Census 2025 has officially been released. Your Excellency, we now welcome you to Magical Kenya. Makofi tafadhali. Asante. Makofi tafadhali, makofi tafadhali. Asante sana, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we now welcome you to the Magical Kenya. Karibu sir.
Your Excellency, welcome to Magical Kenya stand. This is the Kenya Tourism Board, the custodian of Magical Kenya and Tembea Kenya brand. Your Excellency, to encourage tourists to go beyond beach and safari, today we are launching the Magical Kenya Tourist Passport that will allow them to collect stamps in every experiences they go to, digitally and also physically, as part of gamifying tourism and showcasing the different niche products that we have in different parts of the country. We are aware that you've been to Savo, you've had the Nganya experience, and you are now experiencing KICC, the Africa's Convention Center. And so we will be able to give you your passport today, but Your Excellency will also request you to unveil for us the passport and the TVC that will go towards promoting it locally and internationally. Karibu, Your Excellency. Makofi, makofi. This is the welcome to Magical Kenya, your passport to the origin of wonder. And you'll collect all the wonders. Your Excellency, we will stamp your passport in Nairobi circuit. So we've segmented the country into different circuits and their experiences. You are now at KICC. Okay. You went to the park, you have your stamp, and we are made aware that you've had a Nganya experience. So this has segmented the country, and you'll be able to appreciate that Kenya is much more. Your Excellency, here is the commercial that will support
hapa ni kuingia kwa nini?
TRA. Tourism Regulatory Authority.
TRA.
Yeah, TRA. Authority. I will tell you something after.
Tuongee.
Nikikwambia utacheka.
Asante, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, as we conclude, we welcome you to TRA.
The certificate.
No, certificate. Welcome. Yes, yes. Yes. Your Excellency, welcome to Tourism Regulatory Authority. We are here, Your Excellency, to asante sana. So Mheshimiwa Rais, kabla tuendelee, namuomba waziri Miano akupe license ya TRA as a guide 001. We know Kenyans have given you the mandate, and we are giving you now as an authority to go out and talk about Kenya. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. And then we are also welcoming Chairperson at our guest. Yes, 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 yes. So, Your Excellency, we are here to launch the national classification exercise. This exercise, Your Excellency, was done 8 years ago. So this is star rating of all hotels, from the hotels, standard camps, any facility offering accommodation. So we are here to launch this national classification exercise, which is much awaited by our stakeholders. So we welcome you to launch. We do countdown. First count. Let's start countdown. 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So thank you, Your Excellency. We'll starting this exercise very, very soon, and we thank you for your support. I will give you the appreciation. Yes.
Make sure the classification is properly.
Yes, we will make sure.
We are very keen on that. Yeah, true. Wait.
There's also a presentation of a gift.
Your Excellency.
Tour guides. Basi, all rise. We have His Excellency the President now coming. Akija ili tuweze kuwasiliana na kusikiza naye.
So we are taking advantage of geostrategic location astride the equator and having some of the most pristine and clear skies that are ideal for looking up, basically looking at the cosmos. And so we use telescopes. We also use the planetarium to just give a real experience of what it looks like to gaze up. And so when visitors come, sir, they will be in our parks. They will be looking at wildlife during the day, but also during the night. They have the best location in Kenya to look up. And so, sir, if you would like to see what the experience is in one of the planetariums, you're welcome, sir, for just 2 minutes. Sir.
What is this?
It's a planetarium. It actually gives a virtual experience of what it feels to look up into the cosmos.
Yes.
Yes, I believe you've already been told about that. So in our planetarium, we are able to simulate the environment of outer space. So not to take much of your time, I'll give you a brief overview of what we're doing here. We can look at the stars, we can look at the planets, we can look at a variety of different things. But in tourism, our aim is to connect the culture to the science. For instance, if you look up, sir, you'll see 3 very famous stars that you probably see every night. And in the Maasai community, they believe that these 3 stars are 3 men herding their cows back after. There we have them, sir. Yes, the 3 there, sir. That is actually today known as Orion's Belt. Orion's Belt is a constellation of stars. So now science has allowed us to combine our storytelling with the science knowledge that we have and the wonder of space to create this product called Astro-tourism. We are actually in the most fantastic location because our rural areas have 0 to less light pollution. So we are able to set up like at Sopa Samburu, where we have a planetarium there by Sopa Lodge and Traveling Telescope, Sopa Lodge and Leo Sky Africa. So we can also look at different objects that we have in space, such as one of our closest neighbors, which rises in the east and sets in the west every day, and we call it the sun. The sun is actually a very young star that is in the east of our galaxy, but the sun is what allows us to have food and warmth. So Astro-tourism creates a setting where we are able to not only educate, but entertain with the stories of our rich culture and our heritage. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry.
Tumuongeze rais makofi zingine jamani. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Basi niombe tubaki tumesimama kwa maombi na nitamuita El-Busaid Swale atuongoze na maombi. Karibu sana.
Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Mwite Grace Wambui pia tuombe.
Let's pray. Almighty God, we thank you for this day and for the gift of our nation, Kenya. We are grateful for the peace we have, the beauty of our land, and the resilience of our people. Lord, we pray for our president and all our leaders. Grant them wisdom, clarity, and strength as they guide our country. We ask for your blessings over every Kenyan. Protect our families, uplift our communities, and help us work together with unity and purpose. As we celebrate this Jamhuri, let it remind us of how far you brought us and inspire us to build us an even pray.
Asante. Naomba tuketi tafadhali. Tuwapongeze kwa makofi ya maombi tafadhali. Your Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Cabinet Secretary, Tourism and Wildlife, Honorable Rebecca Miano, PSS President, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, we've been here the whole week and we are blessed to have you here today. And to start us off today, I would like to invite the Chair, National Committee, Mr. Dennis Itumbi, to make his opening remarks and guide the rest part of the program. Tumkaribishe huyu waziri wa mayai kwa makofi tafadhali.
Okay. Excellency President Dr. William Ruto, Cabinet Secretary Tourism and Wildlife, Cabinet Secretary Public Service, PSS present, colleagues in service, students, and all exhibitors and everyone in attendance, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, mine is very simple today, is to report on an assignment that you gave me long before I got a job. In 2022, you guided us to sit with a committee to decide to reimagine and recreate national holidays. Today is the 10th birthday of that assignment. This Jamhuri Day 2025 is the 10th holiday marked and anchored on a theme. Tourism, wildlife, and mice has sat here for a week, Your Excellency. And during this week, we have had passionate, persuasive, and comprehensive discussions happening in this hall, and like you have seen, even outside. This is a ministry that is self-aware, with great leadership of, from the minister to the PSS, but also fully aligned with your vision of moving this country from a third to a first world. Their contribution to that, towards that vision is that they intend to move the income that's generated from this sector from 500 million currently to 1 trillion shillings by 2028. Allow me to digress a little bit. In 2012, when I first met you ahead of the launch of the Jubilee Manifesto, you gave me, because I've seen and participated in conversations where most people say that you, Your Excellency, has brought this transformation message so as to develop a campaign message for 2027. But in 2012, you gave me a book that I still hold. And the book was titled, From Third to First, written by Lee Kuan Yew, the former Prime Minister of Singapore. So neither the transformation message is new, nor the Singapore message is new. So the Singapore journey is something that you have always believed long before you became Deputy President and now President. So finally, Your Excellency, is to report on one more thing. Last year on Jamhuri Day, you gave a presidential directive for our musicians who are part of the cultural tourism to start earning their money directly. I am happy to report today that on Monday this week, in this very KICC, the various players, the Kenya Copyright Board, the CMOs, and the musicians themselves have finally transitioned it from a manual system to e-citizen. And starting today, when the CMOs receive their license, musicians will earn 70% of the income that's collected directly. Having said that, and with those very few remarks, I wish to invite the Cabinet Secretary, Tourism and Wildlife, Rebecca Miano, to take over from there and invite you, Your Excellency, to proceed with the town hall. These great people have very many questions for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto. Your Excellency, we are just excited. We want to acknowledge that this week, which you have set apart to be themed tourism, wildlife, and mice, has allowed us to spotlight what tourism can do, and that it is a low-hanging fruit in economic empowerment, creation of jobs, and even foreign earnings. Your Excellency, today we have launched several products. The first one is the Wildlife Census report. We have launched the KICC Tech Portal, which will allow every exhibitor to showcase what they have, and they can even sell to the market. We have also done the magical Kenya passport that will be revolutionary. We have also launched the classification exercise that is long awaited. But besides that, the week has been so good with the participation of the country, the captains of industry. I give it a score of 10 out of 10 minus nothing. Your Excellency, I'll also introduce some of the people who have joined us today, starting with Cabinet colleague Geoffrey Ruto, who is here, CS for Public Service, our PSS, PS John Ololtua, PS Sylvia of Wildlife, PS Science Research, Innovation, Shaukat. We have the government spokesperson here. We have the chairman of the Tourism and Wildlife National Assembly Committee here, represented by Honorable Mugabe. We have the chair of Tourism and Wildlife Committee at the COG, Governor Ntutu. He was here with us this morning. Your Excellency, we also have the chairperson of the rebranding task force, Marianne, and the team that is here. We have our captains of industry who are here with us today. We have the chairpersons, CEOs, directors of all our entities. Your Excellency, the whole of Nairobi is here. And we have had very deep conversations, and therefore today is your day, and therefore I will take this opportunity to ask everyone to allow me to invite the principal architect of the transformation of Kenya, the Tourism Ambassador 001, the very newly licensed Kenyan tour guide. May we all stand with a hand clap to invite His Excellency.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jambo. Please take your seats. It is exciting to be at the Kenyatta International Conference Center. When I came here in 2002, this Kenyatta International Conference Center was almost a museum. This place was dark. The lighting had gone off. The water features there had been vandalized. And slowly, this place was turning into something else other than a conference facility. It is then that I decided to bring on board our KDF to help re-engineer this place, to shape it into the conference facility that it was meant to be. Today, when you walk around, you see that we have a refurbished Kenyatta International Conference Center. And I'm very proud that it was then able to host the first international conference that attracted almost 21,000 people, the Africa Climate Summit in 2023. When we did that, or when I did that time, it was because tourism, wildlife, meetings, incentives, conference, and entertainment was at the core of the plan that I had sold to the people of Kenya. It wasn't by chance. It wasn't by mistake. It was intentional, and it was deliberate. That is why the tourism landscape today is different from what it was 3 years ago. I will give you some examples. In 2022, our tourist numbers was 1.5 million visitors. This last year, we had 2.4 million. In 2024, it was 12 years since we hired game rangers and people who protect our heritage, the wildlife. It is then that I instructed my good friend Kanga, and we hired 1,500 rangers who today are doing a fantastic job looking after our heritage. In 2022, you had to travel to government offices to get a visa to travel to Kenya. Whether you are a business person, a tourist, or something, and you had to pay $50. We looked at it then and we said, we must make travel to Kenya seamless and easy. That is how we went to technology. Today, for you to travel to Kenya, you do not have to visit our embassy offices in all the places globally. All you need to do is to get access to internet, and through the electronic travel ETA authorization, electronic travel authorization, you pay $30 and there you are, you can travel to Kenya without any restrictions. The numbers you see today are not by accident. We have created a seamless portal that enables people who want to come to Kenya to find their way here without barriers and complications. Kenya Wildlife Service had difficulties in running their show. There was pilferage in the resources they were collecting. We did then instruct that all payments of government, and I'm not just talking about KWS, digitization, let me speak about broadly. Digitization has enabled us to cut down on corruption, on theft, on pilferage of government resources. In 2022, we had 300 government services available on a digital platform. Today, we have 23,000 government services available on a digital platform. Not just services, including payments for whatever you want, whether you want to pay for whatever government service. And Kenya Wildlife Service was not left behind. I remember when we finally made the decision that you can no longer pay cash to go to any of our tourist facilities, that you had to pay on a digital platform. There was a lot of resistance. In fact, I remember on one occasion in Masai Mara, there was an orchestrated jam of tourists to show how difficult it was for us to pay on a digital platform. I want to congratulate KWS. They stood their ground. Look at what has happened. They used to collect between 4 and 5 billion shillings every year. Last year, they collected 7 7.95. Why? Because there are no fake tickets anymore. There is no way of you bribing somebody and getting into the park. You must now, on a digital platform, be able to have been identified. So, and that is the case in many, many other government services. E-Citizen is a Kenyan innovation just like M-Pesa. And today, E-Citizen collects on behalf of the government of Kenya about 2 billion shillings every day. It's collected on E-Citizen. And end to end, you can follow transactions, you can know who paid what, there are no more, paper receipts, for things, and those kind of stories. There is, however, one group of people who are still hiding. They want to continue with the paper receipts, but I will sort them out. So we are transitioning to a digital space. As we look into the future, I am very confident that our numbers will be going up. We have huge ambition for this space because we know very well what tourism can do. Tourism, wildlife, and mice can do for our country. It will not only create jobs for millions, it will make sure that we have a thriving agricultural sector. We have a whole chain of facilities and a big ecosystem of micro, small, and medium enterprises that grow on the back of tourism. And therefore, it is front and center of our plan. And it is the reason why this year's Jamhuri celebration is themed around tourism, wildlife, and mice. So that I can conclude, it's not just about numbers. It's not about the number of tourists. It's about money. Yes. It's about money. In 2022, from tourism, the numbers were 268 billion in 2022. Last year, 2025, it was 452 billion. Our target is 5 million visitors by 2028 and 1 trillion shillings from tourism. We have gaps which we can translate into opportunities. This KICC, magnificent KICC, was built in 1972. I don't know how many, there are some people here who were not born in 1972. Many people here were not born in 1972, right? And it has taken us from 1972 to now 50 years, yeah, to now build another facility. Because this facility has done us well, but, tastes have changed. Conferences have, the design, the, architecture of conferencing has changed. I am very proud to stand here from KICC and say that the Bomas of Kenya international conference that we have always wanted to build. In fact, the Bomas of Kenya International Conference has been in our cards as a nation for the last 25 years. But I can now confirm to you that we will have Thank you very much. I can now confirm to you that what KICC has done for us in a few months, what we have always wanted to do, to build a new conference facility in Kenya. Many of our neighbors have gone ahead of us. We've seen what has happened in Rwanda. We've seen what has happened in Uganda and many of our neighbors. But I can now confidently tell you as the citizens of this great nation that by April next year, we will have built the largest conference facility in East and Central Africa. Right here in the Bomas of Kenya. It is one of the things that I really wanted to do for our nation. Whenever I get a few minutes in the evening, I go there to see. And if you follow what goes on there, it is being built 24 hours. Because I have given a timeline that we must begin to use that facility and begin to make money from that facility from May next year. Yes. Kwani mtafikiri tutafikisha trilioni moja hao? Si lazima tufanye mambo. So, and it has already been booked. Just imagine. It has already been booked before it is complete. It has already been booked for France-Africa Summit in May 12th, 2026. We already have a booking for it. Okay? Hivyo ndio mambo ilivyo. And I am very confident that with the infrastructure we are building, with the creativity that we are putting behind our tourism product, we have agreed, and I want to say, my sister here, the chair of the task force, which we launched last year, and some people, this year, right? This year, some people went to court, as is tradition of Kenya. But finally, I think we can now re-engineer our product as Kenya so that it speaks to the holistic product that we have, the different cultures, the different cuisines, the beautiful people and warm people of Kenya, our wildlife, our landscape, our heritage, the fact that Kenya is the home of wonder. You know, so we are packaging it properly. And I am very confident that with what we are doing on the software, with what we are doing on the hardware, improving our facilities, as we are talking, we are building a few airports and airstrips around Kenya, in Meru, in Narok, in Kericho, in Bungoma, in Homa Bay, you know. So all that is being put together so that we can make it easier for people to visit different places. On Tuesday, next week, we will be in Turkana for Tobong Lore. On Wednesday, we will be in Migori for Piny Luo. And we've just come from Loyangalani last week. And it's on and on and on because we want to bring culture into the equation, into our tourism product. I just thought I should say a couple of things, just so that I can give you an idea of where we are and where we want to go. And I want to ask all of us, all the stakeholders, the people who run our tourism facilities, the people in the hotel sector, our people in tour guides, the people who train our staff, Kenya Utalii College and all the other colleges, and every Kenyan, that all of us must be ambassadors of this great country. The highest level of integrity is patriotism. To believe in your country, to believe in yourself, and never to speak negatively about who we are. I want to say thank you very much, because that's how we are going to be ambassadors of our country. We cannot mention the fact that we are a great sporting nation. Some of our best ambassadors are our sportsmen and women. We have many marathons around the country and many, many other products that we want to package into what Kenya is as a destination. So, asanteni sana. I thought I should make those few comments. Hopefully I can deflate many of the questions that people wanted to ask me. But I don't know whether I have succeeded. But anyway, I can then proceed from there. Asanteni sana. I do not want to say many things because I'm going to make a national statement tomorrow, which will carry quite a bit of what tourism does to us. Otherwise, asanteni sana. Okay, I'm told there are some people who want to ask me questions. Mko na maswali? Sasa mimi nilimaliza shule zamani. Sasa hii maswali. Haya, maswali. Tuanze na kuna mrembo pale.
Thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Mr. President.
Good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
I am fine.
Yes.
It is truly an honor to be here today. My good name is Sharon Mokai Mongela, and I am a born-again youth leader, a mental health advocate, and I am very, very passionate about tourism. I have listened to your talk and I am very, very impressed by your commitment to improving the tourism sector. This week we've had fruitful discussions, and let me go straight to my question. So, what reforms or commitments are you willing to support in the tourism, or rather your government is willing to support in the tourism sector? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Can I take maybe another one or two questions? Yes, we have a gentleman there in branded green. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, and everyone who is here, dignitaries, youth leaders, and all the CEOs. I'm really honored to be here, Your Excellency, Mr. President. It's my first time actually to have a one-on-one face conversation with you. My name is John Ongicho. I am from Migori. John Ongicho. Yes. And I am from Migori. I am a self-taught youth leader. I do mentorship with the youth. And I also support your vision number 1 of growing trees, 15 billion trees by 2032. So what I've been doing with the youths, when I start with me, before I ask a question, because I want you to know me, because I would like to work with you. I love how you're working. Yes. Yeah. I like your resiliency. I like your decisiveness. And if you say it's going this way, I love it. Honestly, I would like to work with you. So I work with the youths as a CSO, civil society organization, through my organization, which is called Go Green. So I work with the community, and I work hand in hand with the area chief and the police. So to enhance the relationship between the youths and the national government and the community. So my question that I want to actually also bring onto your table, to you brainstorm a little bit and maybe bring it back on my table again. Be patient, yeah. So what mechanism do you have? Because to me, I already love so far what you're doing, and you don't need to, doubt how friendly I would like. Honestly, I love working with you. So, but I want to know, going forward, to 2027 and so on, because the responsibility which is coming for you, it's really tough, it's not easy. With the attitude of Kenyans of bringing people to the court, even if it's something which is going to benefit them. So with the youths, as a youth leader, which through the Go Green, which is a youth-led organization, what mechanism do you promise that can be able now to integrate all like-minded youths who are doing innovation, like the way we are doing also with the waste management, with the community, because we teach the community on how to utilize the natural resource that they have to keep the environment clean. And number 2, also we teach them on how to be sustainable through modern agriculture, of which actually I got the opportunity to have my tent over here. I will really, really be honored beyond imagination if you can even take a walk and see what I'm doing with my team.
Thank you.
So what mechanism do you promise, sir?
Thank you, John. Thank you. I will answer you. Maybe I can take another, maybe a lady this time. We have a lady there. Okay.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency, my name is Habiba Abdi, a university student from Isiolo County. My question is, tourism doesn't seem very visible in the better agenda. Is it still a key priority in your government? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Habiba. Maybe Miss Sustainable Beauty.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, our President, and all protocols observed. God is good, and all the time, and that is his nature. My name is Frida Mothoni Karaoke, Wananiita Noni. I come from a small and beautiful village called Kiambere in Mbere, Embu County. Asante. Wamudende. Thank you, Weshimiwa. I am Miss International Kenya, and 2 weeks ago I represented our beautiful, magical Kenya in Tokyo, Japan, and by God's favor, thank you. By God's favor, I was crowned as the first Miss Sustainable Beauty 2025. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, again in 2022, I represented Kenya in Nigeria and won Kenya the first Miss Tourism Africa. Asante. And if you look, you can see a few crowns here and there of beautiful young Kenyan women who represent our country with excellence internationally on global platforms. Once we go out there, we even forget our names. We become Kenya, and we carry our flag with pride and honor. And
all we sing about is Kenya, Kenya, because as you said, you have to be a patriot and speak about your country through and through. Even recently, I think in Tokyo, I might have promised people lions. So waziri mtanisaidia hapo. But what I meant is that they can come here and practice sustainable tourism. They can adopt our wildlife and be able to give back and create an impact to our communities. That is what I meant. My question, Your Excellency, you've done a great job, supporting young people to use our talents to promote Kenya out there, and we pray that you continue to do that to support the creative space and our God-given talents. And you've done a great job welcoming the country, the world back to Kenya. So now the tourist number is going up, and we love it. So you're going to help us. If I am a first-timer, a first visitor in Kenya, which places would you personally recommend? Mr. President, what's your bucket list? We would love to know your bucket list in Kenya. Asante.
Thank you very much. Maybe I'll take one more from somewhere behind. Yes, my good friend here.
My name is Jared Lumbasi. I have a question based on the results, census results that were released. We heard that South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, they are ahead of us, and Tanzania, in terms of population of wildlife. And if you look at these countries, they have what we call consumptive utilization of wildlife. And we don't have consumptive utilization of wildlife, and we are not ahead. So, do you think we should introduce consumptive utilization of wildlife so that if somebody can keep an impala, if he has like 10, he's free to slaughter like 2, the way we do with goats and sheep? And you find we have people who are negative about this concept. Yet, if you look at, we consume cattle every day, goats every day. Butcheries are full of meat. But we have never lost them. They have never been wiped out. Why can't we do the same for wildlife so that we don't die without having tested an impala? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Maybe I could answer those questions. Thank you very much, Sharon. I think the question you have asked me is primarily what is the space around tourism? What are we doing? And I have explained to you that we began at the go. We began at the go to look at tourism for what it is. I told you, tourism creates jobs. Tourism supports enterprises. Tourism supports our farmers. And tourism, of course, brands Kenya and makes Kenya what it is. And we have done that consistently. We started the refurbishment of this KICC 2 months after I got into office. We went to the hiring of more rangers because our animals were our wildlife were being threatened by, poachers and people who wanted to undermine the whole tourism sector. We had to step in. We have had to do digitization so that we can ease travel. So we have done many things to make sure that our tourism product is elevated. When I had a conversation with the tourism sector before the last election, they told me it is not just numbers that is important. It is what type of numbers. They told me that we want to promote Kenya as an high-end destination so that we can get value for every tourist who comes into Kenya. And that is precisely the interventions we've been making, because the first thing is to make Kenya safe, to make our national parks, game reserves, and tourist spots safe. And that is why we had to hire men and women to take care of that. We have to promote, you know, the tourism infrastructure. You need a proper working KICC. You need other spaces. I said, for example, we have gaps which we can turn into opportunities. There is space for us and for investors to invest in new hotels in Kenya. I am very happy, for example, that part of the contract we have given to Bomas of Kenya is that there will be 3 new hotels at the Bomas of Kenya. Not built by the government of Kenya, but built by the private sector. And we are insisting that they must be among the best hotels in our republic. Because we have a shortage of bed space, especially in many of our tourist facilities are a bit aged, you know, whether it is at the coast or even in our parks. We have to rethink a renewal of all that space. So, to your point, our focus is razor sharp on making sure that we deliver results. And the results speak for themselves today. Our tourism numbers are up by almost 1 million. Our park, people going to the national park have increased from about 2.1 million to 3.26 million. Is that correct? Yes, people visiting our parks. Delegates coming for conference facilities. We had 23,000 in 2022. Today we have 37,000 as of last year. Actually this year, beginning this year. And the numbers are growing, and the numbers are growing. The tourist earnings are growing, in fact, exponentially. And that is the trajectory we want to push. John, Mr. Go Green, the same way you are looking for an opportunity to work with me, I also want to work with you. Especially in that space you have mentioned, the space around the environment. I have just come from UNEP. I came straight here from UNEP, discussing matters environment, because we have the United Nations Environmental Assembly going on in Kenya today. Because Kenya is not only the environmental capital of the world, because we have UNEP here, but Kenya is also a great champion on matters environment. I picked it up, and because it is one of the areas that I understand very well, by my background in training, and it is a contribution we can make to not just our country, not just to our region, but also globally. Today, Kenya is recognized as an environmental champion. We are the biggest sponsors of the climate change conversation and what needs to be done. And so, you and your Go Green and the matters environment, and I'm very happy that you're passionate about engaging young people. We have many interventions that we can work with you. We can work with you on the space around. As you know, we have at the moment a whole cleanup of Nairobi River that's going on here in Nairobi. That cleanup today is hiring 45,000 young people in the city of Nairobi. In fact, hopefully before I break for Christmas, I will be going to check on how far. I have promised the city of Nairobi, we cannot be the environmental capital of the world and have a river in our city that has sewage. It's not possible. It's contradictory. And therefore, I have committed that by January 2027, on the 15th, we will have completed cleaning the Nairobi River. And it will not just be cleaning the Nairobi River. We will have a whole new city with housing, with markets, with playgrounds along that Nairobi River. And the government of Kenya is going to spend close to 40 billion shillings to do that. It's going to be the highest investment in matters environment in the city of Nairobi. We are moving on to Ngong River. And John, I will want to recruit you and your team to work with me. And I hope somebody is taking some notes so that we can bring John and his team on board when we are working on the Ngong River, which all of you know that we had even a yacht club here on what was called Nairobi Dam, which now is a sewage. That we are going to clean up. We are finalizing the designs because we started with Nairobi River. We are going to go to Ngong River and go green. John and your team, I'm going to bring you on board on how we are going to work with the young people that work with you on matters environment. I think there is no better evidence of your love for the environment. I think your dressing speaks it. And so that's how we are going to work together. Habiba has asked me the question whether this is, she says, maybe she's not persuaded that tourism is at the heart of the better agenda. Just so that you know, Habiba, that in fact it is. This year's Jamhuri celebration is themed around tourism. Just to confirm to you that we have never lost focus on the place of tourism and all the interventions we have done and the forward plan that we have. I have asked Rebecca here and her team to work with Marianne there. They made a presentation to me on how we can reposition Kenya, you know, and our product in a way that we can elevate our destination. You have my support 100%, and I look forward to sharing with you that product so that we can take it forward together. So we not only had a plan in 2022, we have a plan going forward that involves new tourism products, involves new facilities for meetings, that involves a better strategy on how to secure our wildlife. Just 2 days ago, I went to Tsavo to launch the largest rhino sanctuary in the world, in Tsavo. In fact, one of the presenters there was saying it is the largest rhino sanctuary on earth. So, and it just speaks to the strategy that we have as a country and what we need to do to be able to make our product better. And I did announce there that we are already in discussion with 5 international hotel chains that want to put up facilities in Tsavo, just because they want to be part of the largest sanctuary in the world. And that is going to create more opportunities for the young people of our nation. It's going to bring us more tourists. It's going to bring us more revenue. And it's going to enhance the productivity of our country. Frida, you said no need. Has asked me about bucket list. What is it on offer? If a tourist comes to Kenya, what is on offer for us as a country? And she has asked me a very difficult question. Where would I propose, this person to go? I mean, if I were to tell somebody to go somewhere, I would tell them to go everywhere. Because you have different things in different places. No one place is the same as the other. If you go to Samburu and Laikipia, you will get a different big five in Laikipia and Samburu. You have a different zebra there. You have the reticulated giraffe. You have a different set of animal wildlife. If you go to Masai Mara, you have a different set of experience. If you go to the coast, our beaches, it's a completely, different experience. If you want to sample culture, whether you go to Loyongalani, or you go to Tobonglore, or you go to Pinluo, or you go to the next, or you go to Lamu for the Lamu cultural, So it's a buffet of, tourist destinations and products that one can sample around our republic. And we are packaging our product so that it is about wildlife, it is about culture, it's about cuisine, it is about heritage, it is about history, Kenya being the cradle of mankind, and it's about, innovation. Many people want to know where the M-Pesa innovation came from. It's about Konza City and the kind of creative economy that it is building, and many, many other products. So I would be proposing to that person, they will be spoiled for choice. And then Jared has said we should eat the animals. I think, Kanga, you need to attend to this man. Mr. Lubasi has a very interesting proposal. He says there is something called consumptive utilization of wildlife. That the people should be allowed to keep 3, 4 antelopes. If they become 10, they can eat 2. Well, we are a meat-eating society. In fact, that's so that you know, Kenya has the 3rd largest livestock herd in Africa. And part of what Kenya is about is nyama choma. It's about meat. And you will find nyama choma everywhere. You will find nyama choma in a kiosk. You will find nyama choma in a 5-star hotel. You will find nyama choma on a roadside. You will find nyama choma in people's homes. You will find whatever. So maybe I will ask TRF. The CEO of TRF is here. The institute, the TRI, this man, to do some research on what Mr. Lubasi has said. He says, maybe if we provide people with an opportunity to keep some of this wildlife, we might actually grow our wildlife numbers. Because he says The wildlife numbers in Tanzania and all the other places are more than us, and yet they are allowed to eat. So please, do some research so that we don't make a mistake. Yeah? Because I don't think I have quite an answer for him now. The only answer I can think about is for Kanga to deal with him, not to eat the wildlife. So I think I can take another set of questions. Yes, there is a lady there. You can get your name.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Irene David Njau. I'm a master's student in University of Macerata, coming from Italy, and I'm currently studying in Kenyatta University. One of the greatest things that you have said is like you are welcoming a lot of us in Kenya, but I have a problem, specifically me. I'm just here for 2 months, but I want to go back to Italy. They tell me that I have to be a resident, which is very critical. And as I am studying in tourism sector, and I'm taking international tourism and destination management, coming to learn here, I've been here for the past few days for the seminars and stuff, but now I cannot go back to where I'm coming from since my residence permit is expiring and saying that the nation of Kenya has guided that we have to get a residency here in Kenya so that I can reapply for my re-entry visa to Italy. What are you going to tackle on this matter? As for me, for what I know, being a resident here maybe is to get for a 1-year pass. Me, I'm only for 2 months. And the only option they are giving me is going back to my country to go back to request and go back to Italy. It's crazy.
Are you Kenyan?
No, but I'm a Chaga girl. I have a trait of Kikuyu. I'm sorry, but I'm not a Kikuyu person for now.
No, I'm just saying, so are you a Kenyan citizen?
No, I'm a Tanzanian citizen.
Okay.
Yes, but I've come here specifically for studying, getting some knowledge to do my research since I'm planning to do research in Kenya.
Okay.
And I'm only here for 2 months. I have to leave in February.
Okay. So I think we will, Rebecca, you will handle her matter with our immigration people. Yeah, I think we can find a solution for the challenge that you are facing. I think it is not. It's not a big challenge. It's not. I think it's an individual issue which we are going to sort it out. The minister here will look at it. Let me take another set of. We have a lady there, in good specs. Yes. Give her an opportunity to say something. Then I will take another from this. A good gentleman here. Yes.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, all protocols observed, Hamjambo. Mr. President, when you took office, I think you noticed people in the hotel industry had a challenge. You had promised to combine all the licenses into one. The challenges they face is copyright, liquor license, accommodation license, many more. It would make it so much easier if you could combine all the licenses into one and have it paid through the government portal. My last and final question is, we have our runners who represent our country internationally and are accorded recognition. We equally have our children who represent our country internationally in pageants. When these children go out, like Noni said, they go out under the flag of Kenya. They give international people an experience on our culture and speeches about the wonderful landscapes Kenya have. Unfortunately, till today, as a parent of the young girl, I have knocked doors at the culture ministry. They have no space for us. I've been to Talanta and they said they only cater for the youth. I've also been to education. No one has ever held our hand, but this daughter of mine and other children shine for Kenya outside. My boy won the first title for Kenya. He was Little Mr. Africa 2023, the first title by a male child to be won for Kenya. He has not been recognized.
So that I can answer your question. So what
if we can have
yes?
a setup where these children are held hands for, so that when they represent Kenya internationally, there's some funding for them.
Okay. Okay.
And
I understand.
More than anything, I want you to pass a message to Mama Rachel Ruto. We are grateful for her for protecting our Kakamega forest. And during the climate convention, my daughter was allocated 2 acres by the governor. So we're hoping we can reforest the forest with Mama Rachel Ruto.
Thank you.
I'm grateful, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Somebody on the licensing corner should be able to help me on consolidating. She has a solid point that there are too many licenses, you know, this license and that license and liquor license and the other license, and what is the plan on consolidating those licenses to make sure that we make the whole experience around the hotel industry not cumbersome. There is a young Kenyan here.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. My name is Ella Cheruto. I'm 9 years old. I'm the current Little Miss Kenya 2025-2026. I'm a young energy enthusiast. And this is my question to you, Mr. President. What is the government doing to promote and support wildlife conservation?
Okay, I will answer that one. There was a gentleman here, I think I wanted to...
Yes.
Oh.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, my name is Leshan. And I know I wasn't born in 1972, but in 1997, the former President Daniel Moi was able to implement policies that include the formation of KTB. And my question to you is that, what is your government doing over the past it's been 3 years now. So what is your government doing to improve and to support the tourism? Yes.
Thank you. There is a gentleman here, I think, give him a chance.
Yes, Your Excellency, the President, and our able CS President, riding all the protocols observed. My name is Luke Odhiambo. I'm also a youth leader. I'm a policy and a governance advocate. At the same time, I practice sustainable agriculture. I'm the assistant chair, Farmers Federation, Kisumu, Kenaf Young, if you heard about it. And also, I am a great... And also, I'm someone who participates in waste management, and I can attend to John. We've met with him in several occasions, being here. Mr. President, my question goes about opportunities for young professionals, particularly those of us who are participating in advocacy and environmental conservation. For example, we also run a civil society organization that is participating in waste management, circular economy. And I remember we had a project here last month to the Ministry of Industry about trying to use recyclable plastics to mix them with bamboo so that we can manufacture pellet. It was an innovation that we are trying to reach to the ministry in order that it can help us control and conserve our environment, making it sustainable and clean for growth. So My question is, what are the opportunities that youths who particularly are in the private sector can get so that they can demonstrate their abilities in enabling tourism management and conservation, and at the same time creating employment and giving other young people opportunities in the tourism space? Thank you. Thank you.
There was a lady here. I don't know who it was. Okay, maybe they give it to that gentleman.
Good afternoon. Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. My name is Eric Odira, and I've been in the insurance industry for over a decade now. And the statistics that have been there is that the penetration of insurance has been about or below 3%. So what mechanisms can you do? Because there is this vision of 15 billion trees by 2032. How can you tag us along as an industry so that by the time we get to 15 billion trees in 2032, we can at least have a penetration that is about even 15%? Because at least, okay, it has been a very big stagnation. And if you look at this stagnation, it can relate to how we've been having, climate change because of less trees. Now, less trees and less insurance penetration calls for a measure of sensitization. So as we take this initiative of civic education on how to grow more trees, how can you tag us along as an industry so that as we sensitize people for growing trees, we can also sensitize them on insurance so that at least you tag us along.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe that section there is a good man there with the kofia yake hapo.
Thank you. Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Pule. I come from Garissa County. Let me thank His Excellency for what he did to the people of Northeastern, for the since he has taken the power. During the 1963, the Kenya got independent. We have been intimidated the people of Northeastern in terms of ID fading, the old bridge in Garissa. Banaraisi, you have did a good work. Thank you very much. My question is this: I have been a teacher. That there are challenge facing in wildlife, like wildlife, killing wildlife, challenges facing the wildlife, like killing, selling the milk of the wildlife, poaching, and other problems facing the wildlife. What did your government do to the wildlife challenges facing the wildlife in Kenya? What did your government do? Otherwise, thank you very much, Ban Raisi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe I can answer those ones and then we can see what we can do. First, I want the people from TRA to answer.
Norbert Talam here, Director General. We are in the process. We have started that conversation, Your Excellency. Take a license, and we are promising before second quarter of next year, we should be able to have merged the license so that it's paid on one point and it redistributed across both levels of government.
We are behind schedule because that great lady there says we made the commitment. So we must match the commitment with action.
We will, Mheshimiwa Rais.
Yeah? So I think I don't want that lady to come and ask me that question next year, and I cannot give her a proper answer. On the other matters that she said about Talanta and whether we can support all these good people who go outside Kenya, they support our country, they profile our country. What we have done in Talanta, we have clarity on areas where we support. For example, all the sports people. Any sports person who goes out excels. in the world stage, they win championships. We pay them. We support them. Maybe what we haven't done is on the other categories. And we will follow up to make sure that it is not just those who play football. It is not just those who are in athletics, but also those who are in beauty and pageantry, that they can also get support from our sports fund. So it is a feedback that I will take and work on it. Sawa sawa. Ella, Miss Little Kenya, or Miss Little Miss Kenya, she has disappeared. What happened? And I wanted to answer her question. She will come back, Okay. So Leshan there has asked me what is it that we are doing, and I think I have given an elaborate answer on what we are doing. And tomorrow I am actually going to speak to the nation about it, about clarity on what we have achieved and what our plan is going into the future. Not just growing the tourism numbers, not just growing the tourism revenue, not just working on a better product for Kenya, not just building additional infrastructure, tourism facilities, meetings and convention center facilities, but making sure that it speaks to the growth of our nation that touches people's lives. So Luke has said something about innovation. What is it that we can do to work with them in the circular economy space? You have suggestions that you have placed to the Ministry of Industry on how we can use what would otherwise be pollution, what will otherwise be waste, turn it around and turn it into products. We are having a conversation with the city of Nairobi on refuse collection and what we need to do about it. And I agree with you that we can green better our environment if we manage waste better. We can actually do more, and we can turn waste, as you know, into gold. Yeah. So, and I agree with you that the ministry and all the other stakeholders must work with you so that we find space. Ella, I was looking for you. To answer your question, yeah? So, as I explained earlier on what we need to do in the tourism space, you have asked me what is the Kenya government, what is my administration, the one that I run, what is it doing to improve on the tourism sector? And I just wildlife. Number one, the first thing we did was to provide a mechanism to protect our wildlife. That is why we hired 1,500 game rangers to make sure that our wildlife are safe. Number two, as you heard me say earlier, we are not only looking at wildlife in the wild, we are also looking at those who are endangered, like the rhinos. So we, 2 days ago, we have put in 600 million shillings to expand the rhino sanctuary in Tsavo to make it the largest rhino sanctuary in the world. And we are not only providing people to protect, we are also providing an environment for them to multiply because their numbers are really down. We are also looking at how we can expand the area where wildlife can access. And we are working with counties. For example, in Amboseli. We've agreed with the county government of Kajiado that apart from the 300,000 acres that is Amboseli National Park, they are going to add 1 million acres so that there is more space for wildlife to use. The same thing is happening in Masai Mara. The same thing is happening in all our other tourism facilities. So we have a comprehensive plan. This afternoon, Ella, this afternoon, we just launched our wildlife census in this space because we want to know trends, which wildlife numbers are growing and how do we support it, which wildlife numbers are going down and how do we mitigate so that we can have numbers and data on what is happening to our wildlife. You have heard another person here saying that we should be eating the wildlife, but we are going to have another conversation with him. Eric has talked about insurance. I don't know whether you know that once upon a time, I had a relationship with some insurance things. And it is true. The penetration of insurance in Kenya is very low. People don't see it as a necessity. People do it because the law says or because regulations demand. I agree with you that we need a lot more advocacy in that space. And I will give you 2 things that we are doing. Number 1, the social health insurance, you know, which was limited to only about 8 million Kenyans. We are now making it available to 28 million Kenyans as of this month. So we are expanding the insurance space. In the tourism sector, there is already a conversation on how every tourist who comes to Kenya must have insurance. Is that correct? Yeah? So there is already, we are working with our insurance companies because we do not want those who come to Kenya, if anything happens, they get involved in an accident or something, they must be insured. That is what other countries do. So again, that will be space to have our 10 million travelers to Kenya having insurance. And I hope your industry is going to see numbers grow. Yeah? So there is thinking around how to grow the economy in a wholesome manner. My friend Bule Mwalimu has said something about challenges facing wildlife. I think it is the same question that Ella had said, and I have answered that we are protecting, we are providing mechanism for the protection of wildlife, whether they are in the wild. We are expanding more space available for wildlife. We are looking at data so that it informs our strategy on how to look after our wildlife. And we are even protecting those who are endangered. As you know, we have 2 of the world's remaining northern white rhinos. And we are trying to do everything possible to try and see whether we can use embryo transfer and all technologies to make sure that those 2 leave behind others so that we don't lose that generation of white rhinos. So we are stepping up using research and using all the other interventions. Finally, okay, maybe DG wants to say something on, oh yeah, no. DG is telling me that you said you're called Little Miss Tourism. Yeah? Little Miss Kenya. Oh, yeah, Little Miss Kenya. Because we have facilities in the National Park, the Director General here is offering to pay for you to go to one of the facilities. Okay? With your mother, you know? And so please arrange, and we can do that. So let me conclude by saying that we are good. I know that many other people would have wanted to ask questions. I have another engagement, and I will be speaking at length tomorrow on the Jamhuri Day on this subject of tourism, wildlife, and mice. I want to thank all of you who have engaged in this conversation. And I look forward to another opportunity where I can take questions from you, and hopefully we will have an engagement going forward that will inform our tourism numbers going up. Sawa sawa. So asanteni sana. God bless you.
Asante sana, Your Excellency. Before you go, sir, we're going to request you help us cut this cake. Hii keki imetengenezwa ya Jamhuri na hali Christmas. If you can join us here pamoja na waziri wetu and the two PSS kindly tukate hii keki ya Jamhuri. Mama Matron, uko na maneno?
Your Excellency, Mr. President, this is Kenya at 62.